Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are having a good week. So, for this week's video, it's a little bit of a different twist. This is my second First Line Poets piece for this month, as I'm working my way through all 4 subgroups, as I did on Monday. So this is my second one. It's based off of William Wadsworth's poem "The Thorn." The other 2 subgroups will be posted next week. So the poem goes a little something like this. All colors that were ever seen, shades of pink, blue, and white, over the horizon of Stefani. A bright orange ball of light fades away, looking out to the caldera from the sea. The breeze kicks up at day's end. Blankets accompany the food and drink. No one's paying the wind much mind, only the company being kept. Me, I'm admiring the Aegean Sea with a beer in hand, thankful that I took a wrong turn walking, ending up in a different place than planned. The vision of Santorini made real, adoring the sunset in front of my eyes. So well, first, I wasn't expecting to write this piece. I figured the piece that I posted on Monday, I was going to do that and just call it a day, but I felt challenged to seek out to try to write a poem for all 4 subgroups. And this one didn't come to be until last Friday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. The workday was done, and I was ready to shut it down for the week until I saw a question from the Gate One Travel group on my Facebook feed appear on my screen, asking for a recommendation for a restaurant Santorini that had a good view of the sunset. I immediately went to my photo album from the trip and came across the photo of the sunset from the Onar Restaurant Bar, and didn't even hesitate to give the recommendation out. And of course, after that, I had the flashback to that evening. It was Wednesday, October 4th. Though, we still had 2 more days on the trip to go, it was the first sign that the trip was coming to a close, as our tour guide Dina asked for the whispers that we had been carrying pretty much from the first full day of the trip back in Athens. It was time to give them back. And of course, it reality hit me, oh no, the trip is done. The trip is done. All that's left is the last full day of the trip the next day. And I was kind of bummed for the rest of that afternoon. But eventually, later in the day, I pulled myself together enough that I wanted to go have dinner. And I wasn't sure where, so I popped by the concierge desk at the hotel, and the concierge wrote down 3 restaurant suggestions, and she made a reservation for the first choice. I started walking towards it, but given the Wi-Fi only goes so far, I kind of got lost trying to find the first restaurant, so I just kind of went walking. And eventually, after a bit, I came across, like I came, like I came across a pair of restaurants. There was one to the on the side building, and the other one further up ahead, which happened to be the second recommendation on the sheet of paper that I was given. And it was a good thing that I arrived when I did, because the sun was setting on the horizon. And yeah, it was windy. And yeah, they brought a blanket over to me to wrap up in. But I could not get enough of that sunset and the shades of colors that were appearing in the sky as the sun was setting. And it was just like at that moment, like between that, the food, and the space I was in, I forgot the sadness that I had, or the fact that I would be leaving Greece in 2 days' time, subsided long enough, at least until the night of the farewell dinner in Ia 2 days later. And even then, it wasn't until at the very end of the dinner and the bus ride heading back to the hotel. But ever since I saw that sunset, it's been buried in my conscious ever since. Like that view of the sunset with the caldera. That's what, when I think of Santorini, that's exactly what comes to mind. And by and large, I got it. Like the main reason, like if it wasn't for the Greek islands added to the visit, I probably might not have chosen Greece, honestly, because I wanted to explore the mainland and the islands. And it was every bit as epic over the 14 days that I was there that you can imagine. Like I'll take that sunset over at dinner time. I'll take the sunrise earlier that day with the door open in my hotel room and me being up at the crack of dawn to see the sun come up. I'll take both of those every single time. It's just the magic that Santorini had resonates deeply within me to this very day. All its color, beauty, and magic. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's video. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk again next week. Good night, everybody.